The Valensole lavender field paralysis. We start at the sun-drenched lavender fields of southern France, 1965. It's a story of an ordinary farmer thrust into an extraordinary encounter, one that left physical scars on the earth and lingering questions in the human soul. This is the Valensole lavender field paralysis. It's July 1st, 1965. Just before 6 a.m., the world is still cloaked in the hush of pre-dawn twilight, and the quaint village of Valensole, nestled in the Alpes de Haute province region, a 41-year-old farmer, Maurice Massey, steps into his sprawling lavender fields. The air is thick with sweet, herbal scent blooming purple flowers, miles of them stretching under a vast, star-flecked sky. Massey, a sturdy, no-nonsense man known for his quiet demeanor and hard work, pauses for a quick cigarette break before firing up his tractor. Little does he know, something otherworldly is about to shatter his peaceful routine. Suddenly, a shrill whistling noise pierces the silence. Like nothing Massey's ever heard. Not a bird, not machinery. He scans the horizon and spots it. An object descending from the sky, smooth and deliberate. At first, he thinks it's a helicopter making an unauthorized landing. Annoying, but explainable. He stubs out his cigarettes and marches towards it. About 200 feet away, ready to give the pilots a piece of his mind. But as he draws closer, his blood runs cold. This is no helicopter. The craft is oval-shaped, like a giant rugby ball or an egg turned on its side. Roughly the size of a small car, about 7 meters across and 2.5 meters high. It gleams with metallic sheen, emitting a soft, bluish glow that casts eerie shadows on the lavender stalks. It rests on 4 slender legs, with a central pivot or tripod underneath. Digging into the soft soil, no rotors, no engines humming, just an unnatural stillness. And then, he sees them. Standing before the craft are 2 figures, no taller than 3 to 4 feet. Child-sized, but far from human. Their heads are oversized, pumpkin-like, with sharp, pointed chins and enormous slanted eyes that seem to pierce the soul. Some accounts describe those eyes as cat-like, devoid of pupils, glinting in the dim light. They're clad in tight-fitting, one-piece suits of gray-green material, almost like diver's gear, with small containers or devices strapped to their belts. They're not hostile at first. They're curious, bent over the lavender plants, examining them intently, plucking stems as if they're conducting some bizarre botanical survey. They exchange grunts, rumbling sounds that echo unnaturally across the field, like whispers from another dimension. Massey freezes, his heart pounding. He's about 20 feet away now, hidden partially by a low wall, but they spot him. One of the beings turns, raises a slender, pencil tube-like thing from its belt, and points it straight at him. In an instant, an invisible force slams into Massey. His body locks up, paralyzed from head to toe. He can't move, can't scream, can't even blink properly. But his mind races, fully aware. Trapped in a prison of flesh, terror surges through him as he watches, helpless, while the entities continue their work, oblivious or uncaring. What are they? Visitors from the stars? Harvesters of Earth's secrets? The isolation of the field amplifies the dread. The nearest help miles away. The world still asleep. After what feels like an eternity, perhaps 5 to 10 minutes, the beings finish. They glide back to the craft, entering through a sliding door that seals, seamlessly. The object hums to life, lifting off with a deafening whistle that shakes the ground. It hovers, tilts at a 45-degree angle, and shoots skyward at an impossible speed, vanishing into the horizon in seconds. A rush of wind flattens the lavender around the landing site, leaving behind a damp, circular depression in the soil, about 18 inches deep, with crystalline traces like frost on glass. Massey collapses as the paralysis fades after 20 agonizing minutes. Shaken, he stumbles home, confiding first in his family, then the local gendarmes. Investigations begin almost immediately. French authorities, including the police and military, examine the site. They find undeniable physical evidence. The soil is hardened, almost calcified, in a perfect circle. Plants in the affected area wither and die, refusing to regrow for years. Lab tests done by botanists and soil experts confirm abnormal compression and dehydration, as if exposed to intense energy. No radiation, but something unnatural occurred. UFOologists like Dequez Valley later document the case, noting similarities to the 1964 Socorro incident in New Mexico, where the officer Lonnie Zamora saw similar egg-shaped craft and beings. But the spookiness doesn't end there. Massey, once a picture of health, suffers profound after effects. Hypersomnia plagues him. He sleeps 12 to 14 hours a day for months, his body and mind drained by the encounter. He reveals privately to his friends and investigators that during those frozen moments, he felt a strange communication, not words, but a profound, telepathic exchange. He calls it a spiritual experience, viewing the landing site as a hallowed ground to be preserved forever in his family. Yet he never seeks fame, rarely speaks publicly, and dies in 2004, taking some secrets to the grave. Skeptics point to a military helicopter's hallucinations, but no chopper matches the description, and the physical traces defy easy dismissal. Was Maurice Massey visited by extraterrestrial botanists probing our world like we might a distant planet? Or something more sinister, interdimensional intruders, leaving us paralyzed in wonder and fear? The Valençol incident remains one of ufology's most credible cases, a chilling reminder that in the quiet corners of our world, the cosmos might be watching and waiting. Share your thoughts and join us next time.
A hair growth time anomaly. Now, we journey to the rugged foothills of Colorado in 1969, a year of moon landings, cultural upheaval, and one man's brush with the impossible. This is the hair growth time anomaly, a chilling case of missing time, unexplained physical changes, and a lingering fog that haunts to this day. We'll balance cold, hard facts from declassified reports with the bone-deep dread of what might lurk beyond our understanding. Let's unravel this cosmic puzzle together. It's mid to late 1969, likely around June 15th, after just 1 a.m. America is buzzing with Apollo 11's impending launch, but in Aurora, Colorado, a young Air Force enlistee, fresh from boot camp and in tech school at Buckley Air Force Base, is focused on a weekend getaway. We'll call him John to protect his anonymity. As per his 2019 NUFORC report, sighting number 144178, he and his two buddies rent a modest motel room perched above Boulder, nestled in the shadow of the Rocky Mountains. The air is crisp, the night sky vast and star-studded, dotted with ponderosa pines and the distant hum of highway traffic. They're just young airmen blowing off steam. Nothing out of the ordinary. John lies in bed, staring at the ceiling, when reality fractures. The room plunges into unnatural blackness. No moonlight, no street lamps, just void. Then impossibly, stars flicker into view overhead as if the roof has vanished and the cosmos has swallowed the motel whole. A blinding flash erupts, searing white light flooding every corner. Panic surges through him like ice water. His heart races. Time warps. He doesn't recall if his buddies react. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. The moment stretches into eternity, yet snaps shut in seconds. When the light fades, everything seems normal. But something insidious has shifted. According to John's detailed NUFORC submission to director Pete Davenport, the event lasted mere seconds, witnessed potentially by 3 people. No craft described, no entities, just the blackout, stars, and flash. But the aftermath, that's where the anomaly hits. Morning comes and they head back to base. John's roommate gapes in shock. What happened to your hair? Overnight, his crew cut had exploded, growing from half-inch buzz to nearly 2 inches. Wild and unkempt. Regulations demand short hair. This is impossible. Fingernails, too, have elongated as if weeks have passed in hours. John stammers his story, the light, the stars, but even he struggles to believe it. His roommate sees the evidence but can't process it, soon relocating off base. The investigations? Well, those were sparse. This was the area of Project Blue Book's closure, December 1969, with the Condon report from nearby University of Colorado dismissing most UFOs as explainable. John's case wasn't even officially probed. No physical traces like landing marks or radiation, just personal anomalies. Skeptics might cry hoax or misremembered dreams, but John's report, filed decades later, rings with raw sincerity. He notes ongoing foggy memory issues, strange post incident events that derailed his military career, and hints of deeper trauma, perhaps repressed abduction memories. Similar cases echo this. The 1961 Betty and Barney Hill abduction with missing time, or Travis Walton's 1975 5-day disappearance with corresponding beard growth. In John's words, I still wonder how my hair could have grown overnight. I mean, just imagine it. Your body betraying time itself. One night you're you, the next your reflection stares back altered, as if stolen hours or days slipped through your fingers unnoticed. Was it a time slip? A warp in reality's fabric, or something more sinister? Extraterrestrial experiments plucking you from your bed, probing in a sterile ship, then returning you wrong? The stars invading the room screen portal, a rift to elsewhere. John's panic, the flash, classic abduction hallmarks per ufologists, like Bud Hopkins or John Mack. And the fog? Implanted amnesia, blocking horrors too vast for the mind. In Boulder's shadow amid ley lines and ancient mysteries, did they harvest time from a young airman, leaving him forever changed? The isolation amplifies it. No screams heard, no help coming. You're alone with the unknown. Your very biology, a silent scream of violation. Now, factually, this remains an uncorroborated single witness account in Newfork's vast database with over 100,000 reports strong. No photos, no medical records preserved, yet it does fit patterns. Military proximity, for example, with Buckley Air Force Base, site of other sightings nearby. Sudden physiological shifts defying science. Hair grows about a half an inch monthly. This was exponential, impossible without anomaly. John vanished from records post-service. His story only surfaced in 2019. Possibly triggered by modern UAP disclosures like the Pentagon's 2021 report. But what if this wasn't isolated? I mean, 1969 Colorado buzzed with activity, and Project Blue Book logged films from Colorado Springs in 1964. But whispers of unreported cases persist. Did John's buddies bury their memories too? The dread lingers. In quiet motels, under starry skies, time might not be yours. It could slip, stolen by watchers from above, leaving you marked, hair longer, soul scarred. The hair growth time anomaly endures as a tantalizing enigma, a whisper of cosmic interference in everyday life. Was it a glitch in the matrix, or proof we're not alone?